to all the Trojan family, we're in this together. It's gonna take every single one of us to do what we have to do. We all have different roles in that, and I think it's important for us at this time to all pull together. And I can promise you that you're going to get the best out of myself. You're going to get the best out of our staff, out of our players, and we're going to put something on that field that you're proud of. And I agree with Chairman Caruso. This place is going to be full. This is going to be the mecca of college football.
Yeah, no. I mean, USC can be prominent again. USC can get to the playoffs again. USC might win the Pac-12 again. But let's not get this twisted, Lincoln Riley. Yeah, the mecca of college football. Your map is off. The mecca is in the southeastern United States. The mecca.
That's right.
Your old school was going to get a first-hand, up-close and personal introduction to the mecca of college football, known as Tuscaloosa, or this year, Athens, Georgia. But Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Athens, Georgia. Bottom line, the mecca of college football is in the South. And that's with apologies to Columbus, Ohio, or this year at least, Michael Holley, and Ann Arbor, Michigan. But you want to call Los Angeles the media, well, New York, but one of the largest media markets in the country, or the entertainment capital of the world, be my guest. And USC should be a big deal. And Lincoln Riley, with his offensive acumen and his recruiting prowess, it will be a big deal again. USC hit a home run with this. And Lincoln Riley hit a lick. He came up like a big dog. Okay?
He did.
But the mecca of college football, you might want to pump the brakes on that, partner, because you avoided the real mecca, which is the SEC.
But see, you keep saying that. You keep saying what they avoided.
He did.
You know, Brian Kelly avoided.
No, Brian Kelly went to, no, he went to it. No, he didn't avoid anything. He went directly into the fire, Brian Kelly. He went into the SEC West.
Lincoln Riley didn't avoid anything. They did. Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly did the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just like, oh, wait a minute. You gonna pay me that much? How much? Oh, really? You gonna buy my house? You gonna buy me a house in LA and take care of the houses?
Let me
plural.
Beg your pardon. Beg the church's pardon.
I'm good.
Beg the church's pardon. Let me ask you a question. Okay. LA versus Norman. We ain't even gotta talk about that. Okay? We ain't gonna talk about that. We talked about the perks, the private jet, the houses, the money, all that stuff. They got that. They got that money is long in Oklahoma as well too. They got oil money in Oklahoma. Those boosters write big checks too, Mike Tomlin. So tell me, riddle me this: Are you sitting up here telling me? But are you telling me that Lincoln Riley, part of his calculus was not going to the NFC, the SEC? That's what you're telling me, that he was not thinking it's much easier for me to get back to the playoffs going the Pac-12 route than having to go through the SEC, which Oklahoma and Texas, for that matter, are going to have to do? That's what you're telling me? That didn't factor in?
All right. Calculus is hard, right? That's high level. That's high level stuff. So was it part of his calculus? No. Part of his calculus was just like putting out like, oh, wait a minute. Are they going to pay me this? I'm not even 40 years old yet, and I get this kind of money. What are these folks talking about? Generational wealth? Oh, this is what they mean? Setting up generational wealth? That's the number one thing. It was money. It's money for him. Now, will it be easier, not easy, but easier to get to the college football playoff by way of the Pac-12 than it is by way of the SEC? Yes. Yeah, definitely. But the reason he's in Los Angeles today, the reason he's talking about USC being the mecca of college football is because they're paying him mecca money. They're paying him like it's the mecca of college football. I don't know if it actually is going to be that. And it was a pretty telling comment. You see, and I always hate this. When people, you know, you're in your athletic department, you're one of these boosters, you go to the press conference, just don't clap. Don't clap. Don't clap. It just makes you sound, it makes you sound like you don't really know what the life is. Just be cool. Be cool. Don't clap at press conferences. But you know what? He got that applause though, Mike, when he said, this place here is going to be full. That's all they care about. He cares about the bottom line. They care about the bottom line. That's what it is. Do they really have a passion for winning championships? Probably not. They just want to be.
Oh, of course they do.
They kind of want to be.
Of course they do. I think.
They kind of want to be like the Rams. They want to be in the conversation. They want to be interesting in the conversation.
Well, if your flawed commentary was just to get to more Ram shade than mission accomplished, they are. No. You don't pay that kind of money if you're not in it for championships. Of course, USC is in it for championships. That's the point. Is USC feels entitled to compete. They're entitled to titles in Trojan land. Okay.
Yeah.
They feel like they are supposed to be competing for championships every year, and they haven't done it since Pete Carroll. I think they're in for a bit of a rude awakening.
Well, in the early days, but if you hit it, I mean, it is a pretty, it's fertile ground for some special things.
It is.
You just look at
it's
LA
like basketball with New
that
York.
area.
It's like basketball with New York. And with all due respect to my New York brethren, you know how New York says we're the mecca of basketball, but like Chicago's like, huh? Or LA is like, really? You know, they got a lot of people that, that's how it is. Like LA wants to consider itself the mecca for everything, including college football, and USC is a prestigious program. That's why it still blows. It's one of the most prestigious programs in the history of college football. It's why it blows my mind, though, that, again, like I said yesterday, from a prestige standpoint, and this is why we agree on this, Michael. We have all show. It's just the money. The money is talking, full stop. Because from a prestige standpoint, Notre Dame to LSU is a step down in terms of history and prestige. The SEC is a step up. But program to program, that's a step down. Oklahoma to USC, from a historic, prestige standpoint, is lateral. Oklahoma's got every bit of richer tradition, literally and figuratively, rich tradition, as USC does.
Yeah.
But he had his own reasons for going there. And I don't begrudge it for him the same way I begrudge Brian Kelly.
But you think about this, and this is why, I mean, obviously, USC thinks that the Trojans can get back to winning national championships. I got it, because LA itself is a great start if you're looking for recruiting, but the West Coast in general, not just Southern California, Northern California, got great prospects in Oregon and Washington.
Which he was already
Arizona.
recruiting well. Lincoln Riley was already going well.
You're doing well. You got a lot going on there. But if you're Lincoln Riley, you look at it and say, all right, don't hey, Michael Smith, let's not go so far with this. I can't compete in the SEC. You do realize that I had a Heisman Trophy winner in Baker Mayfield, and I had a Heisman Trophy winner in Kyler Murray. And I had a guy who was
starting quarterback in Jalen Hurts.
Hurts. So I know I can see talent, and
he's a really good coach. He's an excellent coach. Excellent coach.
We ain't afraid of nobody. We'll be like Ron Rivera. He needs to talk like Ron Rivera. Everything we need is in this room. Let's go.
It may not have been the overriding factor in his decision making, but it was a factor. It was a factor. I don't care what, because what didn't he have at Oklahoma? To your point, you just laid out what he'd done when he'd been in the playoffs 3 times.
What didn't he have?
And if they win Bedlam, we're not talking about lifestyle. If they win Bedlam,
I'll tell you, have you ever been there though? I'm just wondering.
They're in the playoffs.
Have you ever been?
I haven't. But if they win Bedlam, he's pulling a Brian Kelly. That's what's so fascinating about this. If Oklahoma State doesn't come back Saturday night, we are talking about not one, but potentially 2 coaches leaving playoff teams to change jobs.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.